It's me, I'm back. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the quest RobberBaron in KCD and what I believe to be the very worst outcome possible for this quest, and I'll be explaining why. So let's get to it. She be gaming. In this side quest, Sir Hanush is sick and tired of Henry and Hans getting into all kinds of trouble and making him look bad. So he attempts to try to teach them some
I hope we haven't
responsibility.
dragged you away from anything too important.
Not at all, Uncle. We were
Like
just...
boozing and whoring. Perhaps you were busy, causing mayhem in the middle of the night and beating up my subjects.
No, it wasn't. Henry and I were
Henry's
just...
as big a fool as you are.
After Hans sent Henry on a crazy quest to collect flowers for a bath maid he has a crush on at the bathhouse, her boyfriend ended up showing up, and they ended up beating him up, not knowing that it happened to be a guard.
That was the last straw, Capon. One more of your escapades and I'll send you to your mother in Polnar. For all I care, she can dress you up like a wench and marry you off to some Hungarian. It's about time you started taking some responsibility. I have a job for you. Sir Milota of Oleshna has turned up here. He came here with the remnants of his retinue to seek refuge. He's seriously wounded.
What happened to him, sir?
His fortress Oleshna was attacked by one Wolfin of Kamberg. Milota pursued him almost as far as Neuhof and engaged with him. Unfortunately, the skirmish didn't end well for Milota.
Wolfin of Kamberg. That name is familiar.
He's kin to the Oleshna lords, too. A cousin of Bernard's and Milota's. Their family affairs are a little complicated. None of my business, of course.
What do you want us to do, sir?
You got a report that Wolfran pillaged some other farms around Neuhof, and he's putting a squad together to ride against him. It's a family affair, after all. Maybe more to it than meets the eye. The important thing is to get that damn scavenger out of the domain. If possible, without bloodshed.
Sir Hanush also makes it very clear that he cannot afford to lose any more men from his guard before sending Henry and Hans off their way. If you take the time to speak to Hans after your meeting with Sir Hanush, he'll let you know that he has another idea in mind in how to best handle the situation.
So, what do you think about this?
Old Hanush is right about one thing. It's time to stop chasing wenches and start chasing bandits.
I agree. I was worried you'd be upset after Sir Hanush's speech.
Why would I? I finally have a chance to show Uncle what I can do. I can't wait. Hack those bastards to pieces and celebrate with a good drink in the evening.
But Sir Hanush said we should get them out of the fiefdom without bloodshed if we can.
And how else do you suppose we can do that? You can't parley with criminals. Every lowlife would think he could rob him without fear of reprisal.
So Sir Hanush wants the situation handled quietly and peacefully without bloodshed, and Hans wants to take the opportunity to show his uncle what he can really do by taking care of the problem and all the bandits. Hans also explains that taking care of the bandits is really the only way to help keep the respect of the people for Sir Hanush as well. On your way to the campsite, you also discover that Wolflin and his bandits took out two of Captain Bernard's guards.
Monster like
Those
that.
bastards will pay for this.
They most certainly will. Let's go. We have to make camp. Hamlin, we'll take 2 men and come back here later. I won't have Vitus and Cyril left as crow meat.
Yes, Captain.
Once you arrive, you'll talk to the captain to find out what's next.
Tell me, Captain, how come this Wolflin is attacking his own kin?
They say blood's thicker than water, but sometimes I wonder. Look at our king and Sigismund.
So what's the cause of your conflict with Wolflin?
Nothing in particular. Just that he's a ruffian, a treacherous bastard, and a bandit. No wonder the whole Kamberg clan is cursed.
And you believe that story?
Depends how you look at it. Wilhelm wasn't a bad man while he was in his right mind, but he was terrifying to look at. I still get shivers down my spine when I think of him. As for Wolfin, word came that he died in Silesia. Then, one day, he appeared from nowhere. There are folk who say death has no power over him.
What do we do now?
First, we have to find out where those Horsens are holed up. According to the reports, they raided a few farms around here. So someone should go to those places and find out what they can. You should do it, Henry. My men would probably just startle them.
Isn't it dangerous?
About as dangerous as sitting here in the camp.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, sir. Where are the farms they raided?
One is uphill from Neuhof, right by the woods. One here above the woods by the crossroads, directly north from our camp.
The quest puts 2 markers on the map for both farms that you need to go visit, but going to the farm that's closest to the camp is the option that will provide you with the fastest route to Wolfin and his bandits and their campsite. Captain Bernard made a really interesting comment to Henry when he said that some believe that death has no power over Wolflin. Keep that in mind because we'll come back to that later. When you arrive to the farm, you're going to want to look for and speak to the farmer's wife. She's going to provide you with the information that you need.
Good health to you.
Captain Bernard sent me. It's about that attack.
Well, they came, took everything they could, and rode off again. I don't know what else I can tell you.
We're trying to catch up with that gang, so I need to hear every detail you can tell me.
What do you want to know?
How many of them were there?
2 or 3. I'm not sure. My head's still in a spin.
Which way did they go?
I don't know. I wasn't watching. My husband made me hide indoors, and I only saw them through the window.
So your husband was outside?
Yes, he tried to parley with them.
It becomes pretty obvious that she's lying and holding back information, so you have to keep pushing a bit.
What did they take?
Not much. We haven't a pot to piss in, which I told them in no uncertain terms as soon as they came here.
So you're telling me they came here, you told them there was nothing worth taking, and they just rode off again, without further ado?
More or less.
But just a while ago, you told me you were indoors the whole time.
Yes, I was. Mostly.
So were you inside or outside? Did you talk to them or not?
Well, like I say, it was confusing. I don't remember much.
Look here, I'm not sure what happened here, but I can't shake the feeling you're holding something back.
No, it's just, it all happened so quickly. I'm still bewildered from it all.
I'm the one who's bewildered. Let me make one thing clear. Those bandits are led by Sir Wolfin, Baron of Kamberg, and he's not just some common outlaw. If we don't catch him, there'll be hell to pay. So you better speak up, no matter what happened here.
Lord Jesus, why must we be persecuted so?
So, what really happened here?
First, promise me you'll get rid of them.
That's exactly what I'm here for.
They came a few days ago, took a pig and a sack of apples. We put up no resistance. I noticed one of them had an injured leg, so I offered to treat it for him.
Why would you help those cutthroats?
They didn't behave violently towards us, and I thought it would be best to keep them happy. At least they left me some apples.
Go on. What happened then?
They rode off, and I prayed we'd seen the last of them. Only the same evening, they came back again. One of them had been wounded, and they wanted me to take a look at him. They gave me some coin and took me to their camp. And in the morning I came home again.
So you know where they're camped? I'd like you to lead me there.
I won't go to their camp, no. But I know of a place where you'll have a good view of it.
That'll do me.
She'll lead you straight to their camp, which will give you the opportunity to scope it out a little bit and count how many men Wolflin has on his side.
I'm not going any further. If they saw me, I'd be done for. The camp's not far away in this direction.
Thanks. And don't worry, I'll deal with those bastards.
I pray you do.
Looks like I found it. I'd better get back and report to Captain Bernard.
So, now that we've found the camp, let's just remind ourselves what the main goals of this quest really are. We have to find a way to get Wolflin to leave, no bloodshed for Sir Hanush, not to lose any men for Sir Hanush, protect Sir Hanush's reputation, protect the people, and give Hans the opportunity to prove himself to his uncle. There's an outcome that fails
I'm glad
all of
to see
those.
you.
I found that encampment.
Ah, I'm glad to hear it. Is it far?
Not really.
How many men did you see?
Giving the wrong count to Captain Bernard is the first step to getting the worst outcome of this quest.
Around 10.
The same as us. Well, now we'll see if my cousin is really as tough as they say. Otherwise, he'll be swinging tonight from the Rattay ramparts.
If you decide to go to battle, you need to do everything you can to win, because losing the battle provides what I believe to be the worst outcome possible for this quest.
Sounds good to me, Captain.
Don't get too cocky. These skirmishes in the woods can get tricky. Who knows what the bastard has up his sleeve. Anyway, I'll round up the men and you can lead us to this camp of theirs.
Of course. Ready when you are.
Wolfin of Kamberg, for your crimes against Sir Meloda of Oleshna and Sir Hanush of Leipa, you have been declared a reprobate and an outlaw. Will you willingly lay down your arms and accept your just punishment at the hands of Sir Hanush? Or do you intend to offer resistance?
That's a difficult choice, cousin. What do you say, man?
Am I to take it you intend to resist?
I didn't want to, but these men here talked me into it.
We're wasting our time, Captain. This brute here hasn't the honor of a common footpad. These murdering swine slayed Vitus and Cyril. I think it's time they paid for it. What do you say, men?
Damn right. Blood!
At those bastards! Charge! Rush into the man who brings me Wolflin's head! Now you're fucked!
This battle is actually quite fun, but if you don't focus your efforts on taking down Wolflin, you're going to lose the battle. The majority of Captain Bernard's guards are going to die, and Captain Bernard and his remaining guards are going to flee, leaving you alone on site to fend for yourself. You also don't get the chance to collect the loot from all the fallen bandits, and they have some pretty great stuff on them. By losing the battle, you've managed to do everything Sir Hanush said he didn't want to happen, and worse. Wolflin doesn't end up leaving, and stays with his bandits to continue terrorizing the people. Sir Hanush loses half, if not most, of his men. This loss is also going to take a huge hit on Sir Hanush's reputation with his followers. Hans doesn't get to prove that he's capable, and Sir Hanush made it clear that this was his last chance. You also don't get to avenge the 2 guards that Wolflin and his bandits took down. When word gets out that Sir Hanush's guards couldn't take down Wolflin and his bandits, this will feed into that belief that people already have of the fact that death has no power over Wolflin. This will make Wolflin be feared even more by the people, and unfortunately make Sir Hanush look even weaker.
Are you wounded, Captain?
I'm all right, Henry.
What now?
You ride back to Rattay and report to Sir Hanush. My men have scattered in the woods, so I'll wait here with Sir Hans. Maybe some of the others will turn up.
What if Wolflin descends on you?
Didn't look like he intended to pursue us. Anyway, we still have our horses, so we can always outride them.
I played through this quest a few times because I was really curious to see what the various outcomes would be, and this by far, in my opinion, is the very worst it gets. Henry's the one who has to bring the bad news back to Sir Hanush, and unfortunately with this outcome, Sir Hanush also will not reward Henry with the piece of armor that he would normally get, which is also unfortunate.
Greetings. What business have you?
I have news from the camp, Sir Hanush.
Speak.
Unfortunately, we couldn't avoid a skirmish.
Where's Hans? I hope he's not...
There's no need to worry, my lord. Lord Capon's alive and well. But we had several casualties. Wolflin hit us hard.
And Bernard?
He made it. He's trying to round up the men to retreat back here.
So that bastard Wolfin's cheated death again?
It looks that way.
Crucifix! That fucking whoreson! The devil take him! Though he probably already has.
Sir, is there anything else I can do for you?
No, go and get some rest. Good luck then.
If you know of any worse outcomes for this quest, please let me know in the comments because I'd be really curious to hear about it. But there you have it, what I believe to be the worst outcome for the quest RobberBaron in Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm also curious to find out if this has any long-term effects to the game as I continue playing. Time will tell, I guess. Like always, thank you for spending this time with me today, friend, and I will see you in the next video.